Good morning, kids. Good morning, Susie. Not good morning. What's wrong, Susie? Come on, Susie, you can tell me. Are you sad? Mm-hmm. Are you sad because you're going to be out of school for several weeks? Mm-mm. Are you sad because you couldn't go to church today? Mm-hmm. And are you sad because you can't go to ballet class and to soccer? Yeah, and I'm scared. Oh, well, I understand all of these feelings that you're having, but do you know that you don't have to be scared? I don't? No. Why not? Well, because of Jesus. Jesus? What does he have to do with all of this? Well, that's a good question, Susie, and we're going to find the answer in the Bible today. But before we do, let's go over our memory verse. Can you share the memory verse with the kids today? Yeah. Our memory verse comes from Psalm 89:9. And kids, say it along with Susie. You rule over the surging sea. When its waves mount up, you still them. Psalm 89:9. Good job, Susie. Now, kids, if you have your Bibles, go ahead and open them to the book of Mark, which is in the New Testament. And we're going to look at chapter 4, verses 35 through 41. And Susie, did you know that this is one of my favorite stories in the Bible? Really? Yes. So I'm really excited to share it with you today. So, kids, read along with me. And Susie, you read along with me too. Okay. As evening came, and Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." So they took Jesus in the boat and started out, leaving the crowds behind. But soon a fierce storm came up. High waves were breaking into the boat, and it began to fill with water. And Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on a cushion. The disciples woke up shouting, "Teacher, don't you care that we're going to drown?" When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Silence, be still." Suddenly the wind stopped, and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples were absolutely terrified. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. "Even the wind and waves obey him." Now, Susie, let me ask you a few questions about the story. Where was Jesus during the storm? At Walmart, looking for toilet paper. No, Susie, he wasn't. He was in the back of the boat. And what was he doing in the boat? Freaking out because he didn't have any toilet paper? No, Susie, he was asleep. And why do you think he was asleep? 'Cause he was exhausted from going store to store looking for toilet paper. No, Susie. Actually, I think he was just tired from teaching the crowds all day. And before you answer this next question, it has nothing to do with toilet paper. Why do you think Jesus was able to suddenly stop the storm? I don't know. Well, Matthew 28:18 says that Jesus was given all authority in heaven and on earth. So that means he had authority to calm the storm. I know. And why do you think the disciples were so afraid? They were scared they were going to get coronavirus. No, Susie. They were focused on the storm and their circumstances instead of focusing on the person that could bring peace and help them in their situation. Oh. Are you starting to get it now, Susie? Yeah. Good. I'm glad. And What do you think you would have done if you would have been in the boat with the disciples when the storm came up? What do you think, Susie? What would you have done? I would have covered my head with my blankie and cried. Yeah, it would have been pretty scary. And what do you think, kids? What would you have done if you would have been in the boat? And what do you think we should do when life brings us storms? What do you think, Susie? I think we should look to Jesus because he has been given all authority in heaven and on earth and brings peace. Good job, Susie. I'm glad you listened and that you learned today. So, just to recap, in today's lesson, we learned that Jesus can do the impossible and that he is in control of everything. And when we have storms in our life, it's okay because Jesus can calm those storms just like he calmed the storm for the disciples. And when we call out to him and have faith, he can also do a miracle in our own lives. So kids, this week, be sure to go over the memory verse and tell your parents about any feelings you're having and tell them what you learned today. And I guess we'll be seeing you right here next week. Bye.